From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, April the 27th, 2021. We open with an especially contentious day today in Israeli politics that saw Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calling a vote during a chaotic cabinet meeting to appoint fellow Likud member Ophir Akunis Justice Minister, a position that has been vacant for about a month. Benny Gantz, who leads Blue and White, tried to block the vote, and Attorney General Avichai Mandelblit ruled that the vote was illegal because it violated an agreement between Likud and Blue and White, with Blue and White not consenting to the vote. Israel's High Court met this evening to address the situation. Well, the man suspected of vandalizing 4 synagogues this past weekend in the Riverdale section of the Bronx in New York targeted one of those synagogues again, smashing windows at the Riverdale Jewish Center early yesterday morning. The New York Police Department and its Hate Crimes Task Force continue to investigate the attacks, which they believe have all been committed by the same individual. New York City Police Commissioner Dermot Shea was in Riverdale yesterday. He tweeted meeting with religious leaders and visiting the scenes of some of the most recent acts of destruction. Shea wrote, "There is no place for hate in New York City." The Anti-Defamation League released its audit of anti-Semitic incidents for 2020 today, which shows 2024 reported anti-Semitic incidents throughout the United States last year, a 4% decrease from the previous year, but still, the ADL noted, the third highest year on record since the organization began tracking such incidents back in 1979. Of the 2024 incidents, just over half were cases of harassment. There were 751 incidents of vandalism and 31 incidents of anti-Semitic assault, but fortunately with no fatalities. CEO of the ADL, Jonathan Greenblatt, shared the data, saying our mission continues, stopping the defamation of the Jewish people and securing justice and fair treatment to all. Birthright, Taglit Israel announced today that it will resume its organized free trips to Israel after a year-long pause because of the coronavirus pandemic. Beginning next month, eligible young adults from the U.S. who are fully vaccinated or have recovered from COVID-19 will be allowed to take part. CEO Gidi Mark said with the input of Israel's health ministry, we're confident that we've developed the best plan to safely and efficiently resume our trips, which play such a critical part in strengthening the Jewish identity of hundreds of thousands of young people around the world. Participants will be tested for COVID and follow all guidelines, including social distancing and mask wearing. Groups will also be smaller than usual. They'll be limited to 20 participants, half of the usual size. An Israeli basketball team has for the first time won the FIBA Europe Cup. Ironi Ness Tziona, the pro basketball club from the town of Ness Tziona, became the first winners from Israel of the competition, which is held annually for eligible European basketball clubs, and this year was held in Israel, in Tel Aviv, not far from Ness Tziona. Team captain Tal Dunn, born in Wales and raised in Rishon LeZion, said, "Never in my wildest dreams did I think that one day we would win a European championship in Tel Aviv in front of 5,000 fans from Ness Tziona." Dunn raised the trophy in victory and celebration yesterday. And Israeli actress Shira Haas and her Israeli co-star Amit Rahav each won an Independent Spirit Award last week for their work in the Netflix series Unorthodox. The awards recognize achievements of independent filmmakers as well as directors and writers and actors, and for the first time this year included categories in television, not just film. And Haas and Rahav won for Best Female and Best Male Performance, respectively, in a scripted series for Unorthodox. Haas, who you may know from the hit Israeli show also on Netflix, Shtisel, expressed her thanks in Hebrew and English, as well as in German. The show was filmed mostly in Berlin, with a Hebrew and Yiddish expression thrown in as well, a language she had to master for the series.
Toda raba, shkoyach, danke, thank you in every possible language. Thank you so much.
Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, April the 27th at 7 o'clock. It's from the Aleph Bet. At 7:35, Rabbi Meir Soloveitchik examines Jews, the Case for God, how Jewish history reveals God's enduring providence. At 8, Eliza Lewin speaks about the difficult challenges faced by Jewish students on campus today and what their legal recourse is if they are discriminated against because of their Zionism. That's in a program of Alums for Campus Fairness. At 9, it's part 2 of Mark Golub's interview with former National Director of the ADL, Abe Foxman. At 10, Beth Ginsburg talks about the history of Jewish political participation in the U.S. and other world governments. And coming up next, it's Israel in Style. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, April the 27th, 2021. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy. Stay well.